me, Bas, Hamacha, and in the third Roland and Sabrina and Bat. So here's the outline. We are shortly going to talk about the background, the idea, usability, development, few options for the connections, stakeholders, testing, then fault tolerance, future recommendations, and possible flaws. And also we are going to show you the actual app. So something about the background, why we need the application like Find My Stuff. In 2006, no, okay, these are different, I'm sorry. In 2010 there was 36 million people with Alzheimer's. In 2050 it's predicted that it will be 150 million people. And as you all know that some of the symptoms are significant cognitive and memory loss. And the persons with Alzheimer, they tend to lose and hide their things, like it's normal that you cannot find your keys and they are somewhere, but the people with Alzheimer, they put the things like really weird and odd places, and because of this they cannot remember afterwards where they put them. So we think that it's really useful, our application, for these kind of people.
Yeah, of course, we made the app to support people in their daily lives. Like you said before in the previous presentation, we're trying to aim for a lot of younger persons with Alzheimer's, so we can really still be used in society. And with, like we showed you also, we have an app for it, so they can actually see where all the stuff is. We also implemented the hint system. So that was one of the flaws we thought about, that it would become too easy for the Alzheimer's patients to just use the app all the time to find their stuff or the personal belongings. So we thought of it, well, maybe we should try to trigger it, think about it, where they left it, and so we have a hint system, which we show later. And also a system that logs all the data about the users of the app, so they can measure the progression of the disease. And that information will be sent to a physician, caretaker, and will also be accessible in the app itself, so that family members can see that. They understood there was a bit of confusion about how the app actually works. As you can see, there are the keys, they're lost, and they have a little Bluetooth marker on them, which is connected to one Bluetooth receiver in a room. So that one will always connect to the closest Bluetooth receiver, and the receiver has a wireless Wi-Fi connection on it, which will connect to the home internet connection, and that one of course goes back to the app. For the usability, it is we need big logos for the also all the people who use it. So that's just logic things, big logos, buttons, big fonts, so they can read it easily. Not much text, not make it too confusing, and very high contrast. And we had to also implement the connection on the app. Well, in the app there's of course the feature to switch on the negative colors. So for colorblind people it will be easier to use. We haven't implemented that, but that's one future setting. Also we have idea to have put on Bluetooth markers with a little speaker or anything, and of course then with all the people of certain frequencies it will be hard for them to hear, so this is the range we're trying to be in. And not only depend on hearing where it's from, but use a combination of making some flashes with a LED, a sound, and maybe even vibration. Well, I will show you how it works. good. Redesigned the whole GUI a bit from the first stage. We made the buttons a bit like they're not completely flat, but gave them a little emboss. So they're also easier to see which are actually just pictures and which are buttons. We added well, the question mark button, which doesn't work yet, but there will be the tutorials for how to use the app. And a little settings feature with which you can add items, add the rooms. You can also edit them, so if you decide at one point, well, this picture is too confusing, I don't know which room this is, well, you can change it, except of course also for the items. We have a settings feature which I just told you will be, for example, the setting to turn on the negative colors. And this is our new feature with the usage of the app. So, this is the view on the stuff that's in there, and you see there's a bear. And yeah, the scaling is a bit off, so we're trying to work on that. These are the things we have in it now. So yeah, I really like to see where my bear is. As you see, we don't see directly where it will be, but I can give a hint for it. And there's a bunch of hints in the system already, but we'll also, for future implementation, an option for people to put in their own hints. I think I did. Okay, is it really random that we get the same one all the time? Well, anyway, we can also
randomizing with only one item.
and we can see show it right away. So now this is making sound, and you can say, I found it, and it will shut up. And that is the app itself. Oh yeah, these are the things I just showed you guys. And we've been looking for the best Bluetooth device we could use for this. We still had some troubles finding them, but as you can see, there's a lot of existing devices already. You have the Bluetooth markers you can put things which also work through an app, and we're just trying to make a bit more of that system. You have, for example, also the keychain. This is a whole system with receivers in a house, and this is one big system that's already been implemented by some company that also tries to do something like that. And of course, after the great presentation we had last week, we decided to go for the Bluetooth Low Energy, which will make the battery last a lot longer and less of a hassle to replace it. Yours.
Thank you, Russ. In the course of the development, we actually applied the Scrum framework. We divided the task, and we've identified Bart and Bas, and of course with Roland, to be part of the development team. She was our Scrum Master, and that was how we went on. Using that framework, we were able to identify stakeholders who were ultimately going to be direct beneficiaries of the app. Of course, one of the first class of stakeholders are the patients, their family and friends, physicians who may want to utilize an application to actually look at the disease progression and be able to take the right course of action. And carers as well responded to the stakeholders, and we felt elderly people that are living in care homes may from time to time be assisted using the app by the carers. Investors, of course, who may be interested in investing in applications like that, we've identified them as well. And the government may come up with regulations and standards that can actually guide the development of such applications. And of course, the academic community who are currently even here with us, that may look at that. But we've identified them as stakeholders as well. In the course of development, we decided to use this mechanism to actually test the application for fault tolerance. And this self-testing code is embedded in the application, and every time it does a unit test in all the lines of the code of the app. By that approach, a patient may be faced with a situation where maybe the app froze or something like that. So this approach could actually automatically carry out a self-testing on the application and resolve all the issues. Future recommendations, like you have seen, we've added a hint system, but of course we felt there is a need for improvement in that perspective. In the future, of course, anonymous user data may be collected without necessarily being within the knowledge of the patient, so that much more areas that need attention could be taken care of. A more user-friendly GUI would add a lot of advantage to the app. And also, we felt real-time data gathering via web service and an address using XML forms could be utilized to actually monitor the patient on a real-time basis. Security as well, to ensure the integrity of the application, to ensure that the information that we're getting is actually usable and it is the right kind of information that is being collected. Of course, the backup system was always suggested, and I think it would be a good idea if it could be added in the future. Possible flaws. As you can see, the app is currently installed on the tablet. Of course, we're trying to address a situation of patients that have issues with cognitive and memory issues. So the app itself could be lost. So this is on the tablet, I mean. So this is a possible flaw of the application. Dead Bluetooth batteries as well. Wireless network, possibility of it going down. And then if the patient actually loses his item and put it inside the fridge or the microwave. Any question?